Alright, so next we're going to take a look at creating the email, and I'm sure you're familiar with most of it, so I'll try to go quickly over it. But before we get into the how, here is another reason of the why. This is an infographic that is explaining in every 60 seconds there are 1,500 blog entries, 694,000 Google searches, 6,600 photos uploaded to Flickr, 600 videos to YouTube, 695,000 Facebook, 98,000 tweets, and 160 million emails every 60 seconds. So as popular as social media is and how heavily it seems like it's being used, it pales in comparison to email, because email is used in the business world. It's just a part of doing business. It's used in education, it's used in colleges, as mentioned in the other video. And here's a little stat. Average worker spends 28% of the work week managing email. And I have to tell you, some days it feels like that for me too, even in a teaching job. There's just a ton of email that we deal with. So that is why we're spending a little bit of time on email, because it is basically still the language in the business world and education world, of which you are a part of. All right, so I'll have you log in to your Osseo apps and do the mail that way. You can see I don't have a lot of email. I actually forward my email to my Outlook, so it doesn't look like I have. I mean, most of it's from 09 and 10, and that's about when I started forwarding it. So I don't have to manage two separate email accounts that way. And you have the inbox, and you have a sent mail. So email that you've sent to someone, you can go back and you can kind of look. You can type in the search box here and try to find if you're looking for a certain person or a certain email. If you know a keyword, it will pop up with whatever the keyword happens to be. So any email that has the word book in it, it will narrow it down to these are the emails, and even my docs and sites that have something to do with a book. So that's kind of a handy thing to know how to do. To start a new email, all you have to do is click on Compose, and you would type in the person's name. Within our school district, that's really easy to do. You just start typing someone's name, and anyone with those letters in their name will pop up. And so if I'm going to send it to myself, I would do that, and I would just click a nice short and sweet subject. So let's say this is about books. I would just type in books. And one thing I forgot to mention, up in the to line here, if you could send it to more than one person. So you just start to type another person's name in and add that person there. Sometimes you don't want the person to be it's just informational that you're including them. You're not asking them to do an action or to do anything. You just want to what's called carbon copy, CC. Or just for their information, you're including them in the email so that maybe they can see that you've sent it or something like that. You'll also notice there's the BCC there, and BCC stands for blind carbon copy. And the difference between carbon copy and blind carbon copy is that on carbon copy, whoever is receiving it, so whatever names are in the to in the CC, will see who all has received that email. If you type someone's name in the BCC, the blind carbon copy, who's ever receiving the email would not know that the people in this line, the BCC line, has received that email. And there are times in the past that I've had to use that. So let's say I want to send a copy of something to my boss, but I don't want the person that's receiving the email to know that I've sent a copy to my boss. I would BCC my boss. So the boss would see, yep, the email has been sent, but the person who's receiving it would not know that my boss also received a copy. So it saves time not having to do an email twice, basically, by including in BCC. You would type your salutation or whatever it is. You type your email, double space between the paragraphs, just kind of like in a letter or something. Do your closing at the end, and of course you would want to use the proper capitals. I'm not here because my hand is not available. And then type your name or the person that you're sending it. If you have an attachment, you can click here and attach a file, and then you can browse to the spreadsheet or the document or whatever it is, and then you would simply click on the send button when you're ready to send it. And I will not do that right now. And I think as far as some of the basics of email, that is it. I wanted to do reply. Let's see, hold on a second. If I open this up, Oh, here it is down here. Sorry, I don't use Gmail very often. My Outlook apps rather. If I want to reply, there is the reply right there. So then I can reply back to the person, and I'm not seeing the reply all that I was thinking of earlier. Reply all is, there's only one person on there, so that's why. If there was more than one person on there, you would see the choice of reply or reply all. That was the other item I wanted to show. All right, so in a moment you'll log into Osseo Apps. If you're not, go to your mail and you'll be typing out an email and sending it to me. I look forward to reading it. Bye.